Today we're talking about vancomycin and cefazolin batch processing. We're going to use vancomycin as an example today. The first thing you want to do when you're doing a batch process with either one of these is decide what you're going to make so you can print off the appropriate labels and get your stuff together. In this example, we're going to use a 5-gram vial of vancomycin. So we're going to print one of these vancomycin 5-gram labels. I'm going to make two 1500 milligram bags for a total of 3 grams. And so I'm going to print 2 of those labels. I'm going to print one 750 label and one 1250 label. So all those labels will give me a total of 5 grams. So I'll use the entire vial up. And I think the message is try and make as much as you can to use the entire vial. So what you see here, I've gone ahead and printed off my labels. So I'm ready to go to make the batch. The next thing we'll do is get inside and start making stuff. Okay, now that I got my labels and I know what I'm going to make, next thing I do is get my stuff together. So here's my label for the 5 gram. You'll notice on this, but at the bottom of this, there's a little number there. These increment every time you print off a label. So this is bottle number 72 of a vancomycin 5-gram vial. And what we want to do is we want to attach this label to the sterile water vial. We don't want to attach it to the 5-gram vial because this vial needs to stay in the hood if it's reconstituted and there's some left over in it that you can use. So remember, when you're going to make this, you're going to scan this vial and you're going to attach it to the sterile water vial. This will be sent out to the pharmacist for checking. Okay, now that we have everything together, the first thing we're going to do is admix the 5-gram vial. So we're going to go to our normal scanning page here, and we're going to scan our stuff in. So the first thing I want to do is scan this label, the vancomycin 5-gram label, and we'll see that here's vial number 72, vancomycin 5-gram dose, and we have 2 fields in which we're going to scan items in, and that's going to be the sterile water and the vial itself. So I'm going to scan the vancomycin, and I'm going to scan the sterile water, and I have a match. So now I have a match, and I'm going to take a picture of this. Again, what I'm going to do before I take this picture is drop the sterile water 100 mLs and show that I'm going to put that inside the vancomycin vial. So I'll take my picture, save it, and now I'm done. So now I'm going to admix the vial and be ready to use that vial to make the individual bags. Okay, now that we have our 5-gram vial admixed and we've taken a picture of its reconstitution, we're ready to make the individual bags. And just like any other patient IV label, we're going to scan the 1500 milligram label, and I'm going to scan this bottom barcode, and that'll tell us what we're supposed to use. So I'll scan that, and let me show you the full page. So I'm making 1500 milligrams of vancomycin. I am now going to scan the 500 ml normal saline bag. And so that's a match. And I'm going to scan the vial reconstituted 5-gram. And there we go. So now I can take and draw up 30 mLs of the vancomycin, prove that I've put 30 mLs of vancomycin and injected it into the 500 ml bag, and I'm going to take that picture, save it, and then I'm going to put that label on the bag. It's reconstituted, and I can put this out for the pharmacist to check. And we're going to do that for every single one of the labels individually that we've done. So I'm going to do it for these as well, 750 and 1250. We're going to take an individual picture for each individual label that we print. Okay, now that we've made everything that we set out to make, we're going to put everything in the bin and put it out the window so the pharmacist can check it. Note that I've got the sterile water in the bin along with the bags that I've made. We don't have to send this out separately to have it checked first. We're going to send it all out in one batch. So the pharmacist is going to go to their page, which you can see in the back here, And first thing we're going to do is we're going to scan the label on the 5-gram vial. So there's the original picture I took of the 5-gram vial admixture. I've got 100 mLs of sterile water in Vanco. That all looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm going to approve it. So I've looked at the 5-gram vial. It looks good. Now I'm going to look at the one of the 1500 milligram bags. So I'm going to take that and look at it. I'm going to scan this bottom label. And here's the picture that I took. There's the 30 mLs of the vancomycin that I put into the 500 ml bags. And again, I'll prove that. And that's what the pharmacist does when it comes out of the box, out of the IV room, to the pharmacist to check. After the pharmacist is done checking all the bags that were admixed, you will take those and put them in the refrigerator. From there, they'll either be used for a specific patient or they'll go up into the operating room AccuDose, depending on the dose. When they are used for a specific patient, in this case, we've got Pam Test getting a 1500 milligram dose. You'll pull the bag out of the refrigerator so it'll be nice and frosty. You attach a label onto it like we would, and we hand it to the pharmacist. The pharmacist is going to scan the patient label, is going to scan the dextrose label, saline label, and the pharmacist is going to scan, again, this bottom label to check it. And here's what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and scan the patient label. Oh, look, there's a 1500 milligram for Pam Test. Surprise, surprise. First thing I'm going to scan next is the saline barcode. That worked, and I scanned it twice. And now I'm going to scan the bottom barcode of the batch label, maybe. And there we go. It was the right dose. It was manufactured. There it is. I checked it. We're good to go, and we can send it up to the patient. So now I have a 1500 milligram vancomycin and 500 mLs of saline with this label on the back. The nurse is going to scan neither one of these. The nurse is going to scan this label for administration.